Hi, kitty. I guess that's the thing about nomadic living. It's very transient. People come and go. Reminds me of that Wizard of Oz scene.
People come and go so quickly here.
At least I got this friend yet. Robert had to go into a town for his job. He works for a nonprofit. And so he had to head out there for the afternoon. But he'll be back. Some of you might be wondering how one in a van secures their camp spot when they have to go away for the day. And a lot of people do it in a lot of different ways. But what Robert did here is he left his table, his security light, a broom, a random ass piece of PVC. He did ask that I watch these things to make sure that no one pilfers them. I'm glad to do so. So yeah, Robert will be back. A lot of you ask about him in the comments, and I find great joy in that. Why don't we go back inside and I'll reminisce the story of Robert and my friendship. So if you have questions about that and you have not watched all of my videos, which I don't blame you for, you have an understanding of why me and that guy hang out. Riot, will you come inside, please? Come here. Come here. People like to see you more than me. Okay. Thank you, Riot. So those of you that might be curious, Robert and I met while camp hosting. He had the Riverside Campground, and I had Ripplebrook Campground. And so the way that the scheduling worked, he would come and take care of my campgrounds on my days off and vice versa. And if you watch this video, which I'll put in the link below in the description box, it's a very long video, but that is the first appearance of Robert is in this video here. And I hadn't really met him very much yet. We were just, kind of barely passing each other's ships in the night, so to speak, while we were working. But slowly over the season of camp hosting, we became quite good friends. We found we had a lot in common. We bonded over comedy. We like a lot of the same comedians, and so we started watching comedy every Saturday night. And one of us would cook, usually me, because I just happen to be a better cook. Although this is foreshadowing. If you watch to the end of the video, we have plans for dinner tonight, which you'll have to watch the end of the video to see why it's significant. One, he cooks, but two, I don't want to give the whole thing away. If you watch to the end of the video. If you don't, then you don't get to see what's special about tonight's meal. Anyway, so Robert and I just became friends. Now, you know how you start talking, especially if you're a nomad or a traveler, and you start talking about what your travel plans are. Well, it just so happened that our travel plans were very similar. Now, if you go back to like high school, or anytime you're in a hallway and you're conversating with someone, and then you do the whole, okay, I'll see you later, and then you keep walking down the hallway at the same time, and it's just incredibly awkward. Well, that is how I felt our travel plans would go. So we just decided we may as well travel together. We're going on our 4th month of hanging out, and it's nice. It's nice. It's a good platonic friendship. It goes to show that men and women can be friends without any underlying current of non-platonicness. Is that an all right way to say that? I hope so. I hope you're all picking up what I'm putting down. So what we're going to do next is I have a couple hours of work I got to put in. I try and put in 4 focused hours in the morning, take an afternoon break with her, and then put in another 3 or 4 hours of focused effort in the evening. or afternoon. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and I will pick you guys back up when I'm not sitting here looking at my laptop, because that's probably not good content. Some of you that have been watching the channel for a while, and one of you in particular has asked where Riot Cam Footage is. And for the last couple months, she was waiting to settle a workman's comp complaint as she developed a small rash under her underarms the last time she wore the GoPro harness. Granted, she was wearing it for quite a period of time. But we have settled her workman's comp claim out of court, and she has agreed in exchange for lamb to film today. So we are going to walk around this BLM area a little bit so that you guys can have some camping insight from Riot's perspective, what this area looks like. Enjoy the montage.
You got her working today?
Mm-hmm.
Taking videos?
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry about the other night.
Have a good one. Just to slide on in here, because I think that got captured on camera. So if you heard, that guy came up and was like, hey, how are you? Oh, the dog's working. And then he said, sorry for the other night. Now what he means by that is we were just friendly talking in the campground as people do. Campground, BLM, you know what I mean. So we were just chatting, and then he started getting really inappropriate in ways that I was uncomfortable with. And I could tell he had been drinking, and I was, you know, trying to be polite and not confrontational, and basically had to tell him to F off. Luckily it worked in my favor, and he has been polite about it, but he was apologizing basically for being a drunk guy, and drunk guys talk certain ways to women which are inappropriate. So that's what that was. As you can see, some people in vans, or I think this is a truck camper that was camped here, will sometimes mark their spots by leaving a little cheap backpacking tent. So that's another way that you can do it. Or you can do like Robert and just leave like a pile of trash, basically. Either way, people won't steal your spot. It's okay.
So, I got it and started modifying it, and then I got online, I see a lot of modifications that are, took the fenders off instantly, move the light here, took the rack off, put thorn guards in it, bought a shock post.
Is the thorn guard just a piece of plastic?
Yeah, it's a wide 6 inch, I think actually, and upgraded the seat to this Cloud 9 long suspension post to get more suspension out of it. So,
Well, you got the bouncy seat.
oh yeah,
Stand up, mainly on
my thighs, and right down some of the bumps, just like right. Then I got down in that wash,
that. Old man knee.
and I'm just like, I went down that wash and back up the other side.
God.
And I think I only stopped one time anyway.
Oh, again.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's sweet.
Are you recording?
I ended up going a lot farther on that hike than I anticipated. We ended up taking a couple hours because at this chunk of BLM land, like no one is riding their ATVs. So all of the ATV trails become hiking trails for me and Riot because it seems like no one else is hiking them and no one is riding on them. So it's really easy to just zone out and keep going and going and going and going. And before you know it, an hour and 45 minutes has passed and you need to turn around and spend an hour and 45 minutes coming back. So I'm going to have some water, and then we're going to just do a quick snippet of how I keep her groomed through a weekly ritual, which I call Fur Friday. Riot has her own backpack of just Riot stuff. And through this process, you will notice that, yes, you do get sardines at the end. Through this process, you will notice that she would like you to be convinced that it is abusive, that you should call Canine Protective Services on me as a bad dog parent, that clipping her nails is one of the most egregious offenses I could do as her dog parent. But I do always give her skinless and boneless wild-caught sardines in water with no salt added. So the only ingredient in here is fish and water. Not only does it give her 1,700 milligrams of omega-3, but it also makes her love me again after the grooming process. You know the process. So generally this torture starts with me cleaning out her ears. I use Banix. Helps to prevent ear infections. It also gives me a chance, baby girl, I know. It also gives me a chance to check her ears, as out here, you never know. You don't want your dog getting ear mites or hot spots. She is prone to allergies and itching, so it makes me more aware of if she has any skin irritation or allergies happening. But with it being so dusty around here, they also just accumulate a lot more dirt and dust in their ear, which obviously can lead to issues if you don't maintain it. Good girl! You're so brave. Next, we're gonna use these Vibrant Life Vanilla Coconut deodorizing wipes. They help to give them kind of like an in-between bath. I don't like bathing her too often because she does have such dry skin, and dogs have natural oils. Washing them too much can strip those out. Next, we're gonna brush her. I have a couple different brushes for her, but I find that this slicker, whatever they call it, brush works the best for her. You're so beautiful. Oh, I know. So as you can see, we have accumulated quite a bit of Riot hair. And so again, if I wasn't to maintain this every week, sometimes I brush her twice a week, but if I wasn't to maintain this, you can imagine all this would end up, a lot of it would end up in the cargo trailer. Yeah. That's a good chunk. Yeah, that's your fur. All right, to finish our process here, Riot's nails grow really quickly. I do think a lot of that has to do with her raw diet. She gets a lot of nutrients and all that. So I have to clip them a little bit each week, which I also find to be easier than waiting and clipping a larger amount less often. I have cut her quick before. They make products to help with that. You can also just even use cornstarch sometimes. But I find that if I do it a little bit each week, I have less likelihood of accidentally cutting her quick. But I think that's also part of the reason she hates me doing it so much. All right, Punky, come here. But I prep her sardines so that they are ready, and the moment I cut that last toenail, she gets to enjoy them as a please still love me. I'm sorry I have to groom you. I know it's awful. Please forgive me moment. Okay. That's fine. Hey. Come on. Every week, Every week. We're very dramatic. That was it! You lived! Did I seriously just get sardines all over me? Ah, son of a bitch, that's never happened before. Alright. That's disgusting. I just showered. Anyway. Thankfully, I had just done laundry yesterday, so it only makes sense that I open that can of sardines and it splashes all over me so I could put on yet another set of clean clothes. There's so many jokes that could be made about a girl smelling like sardines. But we're just gonna continue moving on. So I have a few more hours of work yet to do, and then this evening's hours will commence where there will be... Welcome back, Robert.
Well, thank you, Lex. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Was it weird being gone?
I mean, yes.
Was it?
It was weird being gone because I'm so used to being in the vicinity of you.
Now, I was sharing with the people, which may or may not have been edited out, that I like our friendship because we leave each other alone most of the time.
Right.
I feel like that's a nice way to do it.
Yeah.
So we're not up each other's butts all the time.
Yeah, honestly, maybe we'll get together for around dinner time, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
Okay, speaking of dinner time, that's an interesting word you just said.
Yeah, I figured as much. Because you were going to lead into this elaborate meal that I was supposed to prepare tonight, but I had pizza after the big day with the other people
Yeah.
that I was working with, and so
Yeah.
I'm full.
Yep. Yeah. So, everyone is disappointed, not just me. Hummingbird, hello. All right, so here's the deal. As many of you know, I'm a vegetarian, but my friend Robert here, one of the reasons that he doesn't normally cook is because his artistic culinary skill is in grilling. And there's not a lot that a vegetarian eats that a culinary master of carnivorous meat is able to cook on the grill. And so for Robert to showcase his talents, I have allowed my dietary loose morals to allow me to eat this cheeseburger, which I thought was good content for a vegetarian to eat meat, because her friend needed to showcase how talented he is.
Loose morals, really?
I got loose dietary morals. There's a difference. Dietary morals.
There is a big difference.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Bottoms up to the first cheeseburger I've had. I don't know since when.
Yep. Good. You should have delayed that reaction a little longer.
No. I can tell you immediately that your prowess on a grill, your intelligence with coals, your love and passion for beef has really shown itself even within that first bite. Thank you, Robert.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, that's the one thing I miss from living at home is I had 3 barbecue setups. I'd smoke stuff all the time, and I love barbecue and grilling and cooking outside, cooking over fires. Next, I think we're going to go for salmon steaks next time.
All right. Yeah, I think fish realigns my moral compass a little bit more than beef, but okay, this is great. I hope it was worth watching to the very, very end for this. I want to thank you for watching. I hope you have a beautiful day.
You told them about the grilled cheese sandwich too, right?
Yep.